This is the latest further changes from today post. Here, let me link you guys in the chat about this. Let's see, yesterday we listed a bunch of changes that we're making to improve the game. 0.2.0e will be deployed tomorrow around 3 p.m. PDT. Oh, this is my local time. Okay, so 3 o'clock afternoon tomorrow. That's perfect. I'll be live a few hours after that. It will contain all the changes we posted about the last few days, as well as some other things that we're working on today. The following list of the changes are just... I can't read. The following list of the changes are just the changes that have been made so far. These are not the only changes we're investigating that do not represent a full list of what players are reporting to us. Okay, that's it. So just a quick note before I continue this. Obviously, you guys might see there's a little bit different background. I'm currently still in China. I will be flying home on Sunday night my time. Bit of a long flight, so you guys are aware of that, but that's why I'm in China now for a Torchlight promotion, having a lot of fun, but it's pretty cool. That's why I'm a little unused to the setup. Also, if you like these videos, I'd appreciate the support. If you guys hit the like button, subscribe for more content, all that jazz. You know the deal. I have to say it, otherwise people don't sub. Let's just get into it without wasting everyone's time. Monster speed changes. Many players have been reported okay, I have to finish this sentence. Have been reported being overwhelmed by monsters. Now it's like, what am I reading? The cause of this is a variety of factors that we're addressing them on a case-by-case basis. We've listed monster changes act by act below. We also made the following changes more generally. Many human monsters, including the cultist and Freythorn and Ferret and the tribal humans in Act 3, have behavior where they can interrupt melee attacks if the player moves too far out of range during the attack, especially for attacks that have multiple hits, like a swipe left into swipe right. These interrupt events have been primarily removed, especially on things that were attacking very fast, it caused the monster to be relentlessly able to pursue and attack you, giving no time to engage or use your skills between their attacks. Haste aura modifiers no longer appears on monsters that are already fast. Act 1, werewolf prowlers and tendril prowlers now will enter a walking stance as opposed to running after performing a melee action. They will only begin running again if you get a certain distance away from them. This behavior has been applied to many faster monsters. That's pretty cool. Hungering Stalkers now 12% less life and damage. Sure. They were already relatively weak, but we have lowered it a bit further to account for their high movement speed and attack speed. They're intended to engage and attack quickly, but be weak and die fast. Reduce the number of bloom serpents in Red Veil. Half the number of venomous crabs in the hunting grounds. Cultists and Freythorn no longer have interrupt events on their attacks as described above. Cultists and Freythorn wielding axes and maces and Freythorn now walk after performing melee action, only running against once you exit a certain distance. Blood cratings and death blood pools have had their duration decreased from 6 to 4 seconds, and it fixed the area of effect to match the visual more closely. Reduce the overall density of more challenging monsters in the Ogam manner. These are massive changes. Like, actually massive changes. That's just Act 1. And they only have Act 2 and 3 here. Okay, they do have a little bit. Act 2, boulder ants in Titan Valley have been replaced by Risen Maraketh, as the area had too many monsters that had irritating movement. Okay. Ferrodin have been modified to remove the interrupt event on their attacks as described above. In Act 3, Dire Tusk Boar and Antlion Chargers are now more likely to push you to the side instead of pushing you along with them when they charge you. Lost City monster pack composition has been adjusted to result in less ranged monsters. Thank fuck. Massively adjusted the Asak bog, firstly by the aforementioned changes in the interrupt events, but also changed the monster composition of the area to have less range and elite monsters. Fixed an issue where the Slither, Spitter, Poison Spray, and Venom are dealing chaos damage instead of physical damage unintentionally. So they were dealing chaos damage. Interesting. We have also identified another issue that affects some areas in which potential monster spawn location have inconsistent density in different rooms. This leads to the situation where some rooms are much denser with monsters than others in an unintended way. We have fixed the fix for this problem, but it did not make it into this patch. It will be deployed in a later patch. Okay. These are not the only changes that we'll be making to monsters. Further changes will come in a later update. Some changes we didn't get time to make today, and others requires new animation that will take a little longer. Boss changes Viper Napuatsi is one of the more challenging bosses for players, but we've made the following change: lowered the amount and size of chaos reigns, the purple ones, and the Viper Napuatsi fight, and cleaned up the visual left afterwards faster to make the following drop location more obvious. Uxmal had various quirks that made him somewhat annoying to fight. We made a few changes, reduced the number of times Uxmal changes location throughout the fight, and can no longer recharge energy shield while in the air. Uxmal uses flame breath less often. Cyclusian had some issues with visibility. This affects the arena. Cyclusian has had its ground foliage removed in order to make this effect more visible, but no changes to Yamandra. Interesting. And there was just visualized and like size on the Chaos Rain. I don't think the Chaos Rain would. Okay, chat, help me out here, and you guys watching this on YouTube later, leave a comment down below if you actually had issues with the Napuatsi fight, the Viper Act 3, because of the Chaos Rain. Like maybe, like again, I'm playing mostly minion builds, and Viper is kind of easy because I'm playing minions. And the times I'd struggle with her had nothing to do with the Chaos Rain. Chat's agreeing with me. Some people saying sometimes. I'm going to be curious to see what YouTube has to say in the comments down below on this. Most people here are saying the spears are the issue, the general damage output. Clarity Viper is good. I mean, yeah, the Chaos Rain is usually what killed me. Okay, so there are some people that have issues with it. So it is a good change for those people. I just think that it seems to me like the majority of people struggling with that Viper was not about the Chaos Rain and more so with the spear stuff. Anyways, player minion changes, baby. Let's crack into it. We've changed the way that minion revive timer works. Oh. When your first minion dies, it sets the revive timer to 7.5 seconds instead of 8, by the way, so it's already a buff. As before, wait, it was 8? Okay, so the tooltip shows up as 8. Oh, that's annoying. As before. But each successive minion that dies increases it by less and less. Oh, so it doesn't reset back to 7.5, it just... Each successive minion that dies increases it by less, so every minion after the first increases the timer by a little bit, and in the next one a little bit less, and a little bit less, a little bit less. Capped at 7.5. This should heavily mitigate the situation when most of your minions are dead, but the revive timer keeps resetting to 7.5 over and over. That's a big fucking change, dude. Oh, that is such a big change. Oh my god. Oh, it's so good, dude. Disenchanting a Bind Spectre or Tame BCM will unbind them, allowing you to use them again, so I don't have to do this. Thank you. Thank you. Tame Beasts can now fit through gaps of the same size that players can. Good. Okay. I mean, these are good. These are big W's. Can I see some W's in chat, boys? Let me see some W's. This is good. Like I said this before. Ever since the Sis interview, they've basically just been cooking and cooking and cooking and cooking. And it seems like Jonathan said this will be the season of the buffs. Then again, they nerfed everything down so fucking hard that there's literally no other direction to go but up. So, I mean, sure. But still, it's good, right? We're cooking. Or they're cooking, at least. Other player balances, though. We don't have a lot of other player balances on... Wait. Other player balances? Then they say we don't have a lot of other player... Well, a lot. Okay, on top of the ones described yesterday, but we did manage to sneak in the following additional changes. Okay, so they're basically saying that there are more to come, but they want to re-emphasize on the fact that there's more to come. Rally support is no longer restricted to strikes and slams. You can now support any melee attack you use yourself. Glory used by Hammer of the Gods and Spirit Solaris is now no longer consumed if you interrupt it while using the skill. Good change. Fix the bug where Blood Balls and Ritualist Ascendancy didn't propagate if the monster exploded on death, such as when using Herald of Blood. Crafting changes. Oh, please tell me they buffed the recomb a little bit. Now we've finished adding all the mods to runes for caster weapons. Desert, Glacial Storm, Iron, Bloody Mind, Rebirth, Inspiration Stone, and Vision runes all now work on wands and staves. So where's my scepter runes? Hello? Renly's abandoned shop in the Burning Village now also has a blank rune, which Renly can forge into any elemental rune of your choosing, in case you didn't find any up to that point. As mentioned yesterday, 12 artificial orbs now drop at fixed locations through the campaign, in addition to the random drops of salvageable ones. I think this is such a great change. This is such a fantastic change. But they're giving casters runes, but where's my minion runes? Hello? The ground foliage in many areas has had optimization paths to improve performance. Deployment time, and that's all that made it for the 0 E patch. It will be deployed at 3 p.m. my local time at least. We've also made some more changes internally, but they didn't make it in the time for the patch. Following a list for the changes that will be deployed after the weekend. These are not the only changes that will be in the patch, but these are just changes that we already have. charm changes. So the charm changes are not coming now. So these are things that are coming after the weekend. Charms are a system that we never adequately expanded on and have had several problems that we'll finally be addressing. Overall, we want charms to be more useful and for you to be more easily able to use more of them. Oh, this is a really good start. Please be good. First, the changes to charm slots. Charm slots on belts are now granted by implicit mods that are added to belts depending on the level of the area that dropped them. The number of slots is random up to a cap depending on how high level the belt is. You can use dividers to reroll the number. Level 32 is 1 charm. Level 2 charms is 64. 3 charms is 65 and onwards. That's good. Unique belts can always have up to 3 charm slots. Dude. For now, unique belts with mods that increase number of charms will still be capped at 3. Later on, we'll be removing the cap so that... Oh, wow. Wow. Oh, this is after the weekend that they're aiming to introduce this. Then changes to the charms themselves. Several charms were not protecting you from the hit that activated them. These cases have been fixed to work properly. We also have done a pass on charm mods to make them more powerful and reward. Bro, dude, this is such a big W, man. Oh, this is so good. Like, this is fan-fucking-tastic. Everyone will run a stun charm, because fuck stunts, alright? And they made the change to bleed and stuff like that. The charms are gonna finally have a purpose. I love this. Slash tab affinities. We're adding slash tab affinities in following categories: Talkables, fragments, which includes tablets and trial keys. Breach, expedition, ritual. Thank God. These are coming after the weekend, by the way. Atlas bookmarks is making it in. We've added the ability to bookmark location in the Atlas, find them easily later. Right-clicking a node will allow you to create a bookmark by picking an icon and optionally adding a label you can type in. You can have up to 16 bookmarks at a time. They will appear as icons around the outside of the screen with direction for allowing you to scroll through them easily, or you can click on them to instantly take you there. You can also view a list of bookmarks under the legend and keep them and click them to go there. Dude, this is such a big fucking W, man. Holy shit, dude. Now this is good. They're cooking hard. I get it. They nerfed everything down to a point where it's like, shit, we're basically at a baseline of everything is terrible, and now we're just adding the fixes to it. This is one of those things where the vision's over here, they're starting here, and they're like, oh, this is too big. Let's drop it down. Everyone's screaming, everyone's angry. But they gotta do those paintbrushes on that canvas. They gotta put those happy little trees and Bob Ross that shit up till we get to the vision. And now we're at this little journey where we're gonna get that. I'm actually very excited for this. This was a really nice read. Hope you guys enjoyed it too. Hit the like button, subscribe for more content. I'll leave a comment down below about the question I had earlier. And if you like this type of content, I'll see you guys in the next one. Till then, stay safe. Keep rocking.